Hello, this is Shiver here for GosuGamers from the Dota 2 Asia Championship, and I'm sitting here together with FY and Corey, our translator, and I'm going to ask him some questions. So my first question is, obviously you have a lot of fans in China, but you also have a gigantic following in the Western scene. Are you aware of that at all?
很明显你中国粉丝特别多，但是你在西方的粉丝也是很多，你有没有意识到这一点？
我听说西方的比较多，然后中国的还好吧，不是很多。
He said it's okay in China, but he has heard that there's more fans in the Western countries.
How much does he notice from the Western scene? Is it does he get a lot of comments on matches, a lot of fans cheering for him, or maybe he notices it most at TI, perhaps?
你是怎么注意到这些的？是看到那些评论了，或者是看到粉丝怎么样，还是说 TI 的时候感觉到的？
就一些我们打比赛的时候截图，然后那些国外网站，然后直播那些粉丝什么的。
Some screenshots they get from foreign websites and everything.
Okay, that's good to hear. Of course, since TI, it has been, before TI was RTK taking on the leader role, and since RTK left, it is FY who was drafter captain in-game. Does he feel like it changed his in-game performance?
TI 之前都是老队长在做这个就是选人啊 ban pick 这些东西嘛，然后现在是你，然后你觉得这有没有改变到你在游戏里面的一些表现什么的？
自从 RTK 退役之后，我觉得就自己压力变大了嘛，因为要承担 BP 和指挥这种东西。其实我觉得也算是对自己一个磨练嘛，因为毕竟以后也要做到的。
Ever since RTK left, it has been a lot of pressure on his shoulder because he has to draft and lead the team to success and everything and all. So, but he thinks it's a very good experience for him.
And during the draft, how much does he do by himself, and does he ask for impact or rather input of his fellow teammates? Is it him that makes like the final decision? Does he allow others to decide things as well, or is it just him deciding what to do?
就在你们选人呐，这些东西的时候，是只有你是主要说话的，还是说你会听一下你队友的意见，然后最后你再来做一个总结这样子？
因为中国的 BP 和西方的 BP 我觉得有点不同，就是中国战队的 BP 都会全队一起提意见或者什么，但我觉得就是西方的 BP 是一个人来 BP， 然后不行的才去问别人，然后我们还是跟中国战队一样，都是大家都会提意见，但是 BP 的那个人会最终选出那个英雄，就是最终决定权嘛。
The Chinese and Western drafters are a little bit different because the Western drafters tend to be like on their own, like PBD and Puppy. They just make the calls themselves, right? Yeah. And for Chinese teams, they always just gather the whole team to talk about which hero they should choose or they should ban and that kind of stuff. And they're that kind of team too, but he's the one who makes the call.
And is that the same for in-game? How much is decided by him, and how much is actually just collaboration with all of the teams, or all of the players rather?
就是大概有多少是你决定，多少是他们来就是提议的？
因为我们就不是%多少吧，因为我们打每个队之前都会进行研究，然后我们会讨论到就是前两手的 ban 或者 pick， 然后3、4手才是就 BP 那个人考虑整个就是阵容的打法和体系。就是3、4手吧，后面就是前2手是大家一起决定的，然后最终决定权还是在3、4手后面。
They usually you can't really tell how much it's his call or his teammates because usually they just choose the first pick heroes or second like all together. But for the 3rd hero and 4th hero and the last hero, it's on his call because that decides the whole game and how the game really goes and their play style and everything.
Okay, and for the Chinese scene, it seems from an outside perspective that the newer players that come in are normally always support. There's a lot of course, old school mid players that you still see, 430, Mushi, Super, and there's many of them. But there seems to be almost no newcomers that are mid players. Why does he think that is?
就是中国很多中单都是一些老人啊，什么牧师430 Super 什么的，为什么很少有新人进来就打中单的？
我觉得中国战队还是对新人信任不够吧，因为大家觉得成绩很重要，每个比赛的成绩都很重要，他们就思想有点保守吧。但我觉得现在好一点了，因为最近中国新人还挺多的，但目前还做不到西方那样，会让一个比如说15岁的人过来就打中单参加一个大赛。其实我觉得这是要改变的一点，因为新人我觉得年龄越好，我觉得发挥的就会越好，前面要给他们点信任，他们才能就越走越好嘛，不会像到一个23、24左右跑来打职业，这样我觉得挺不好的。
They tend to be a little bit conservative and don't trust the new people enough. They think it's such a huge tournament. You can't just put someone new here and believe them to play solo mid and guide the whole team to success. It's not gonna work. But they've been improving this and start trusting new people. And of course they can do like what EG did and put some out in the mid, of course. But they're improving, like trying to trust more.
Okay, that seems like a good way to do it. So far, Fy, you played mostly support in your career. Have you ever wanted to play a different role? And if so, which role would you most want to play other than support?
就是你打职业的生涯里面，你一般都是打辅助嘛？有没有想过打其他位置？就如果有的话，哪个位置是你最想打的？
因为我以前打路的时候比较喜欢玩中单嘛，但我觉得就是我们队的包子，他中单打得挺好的，可能以后会考虑转型吧，现在还没这个想法。
He's not really thinking about that right now because he likes to play solo mid in pubs, of course, but he thinks super is like way better than him. So maybe later they'll think about it, but not now.
Does he feel that to play support, often in the Western scene it is said that support is probably one of the hardest roles out there because you have to know everything, you have to have that helicopter view to see the map and to know what's going on. Does he feel like that's the same mindset in the Chinese Dota?
因为在西方的 Dota 里面来说，他们的辅助一般就是要有那种上帝视角、直升机视角，什么都要看的那种角色。你觉得在中国来说也是一样吗？
中国的 Dota 辅助一般都是前面参加指挥或者 gank 类型的，然后中期一些大局吧，爆点什么的。然后中国的 Dota 我觉得一般30-40分钟或者20-30分钟都是由中单或者 carry 来做出一些大局方面的指挥然后辅助也要看的挺多的吧，因为我觉得在中国 Dota 都是5个人都很重要，因为就是每次爆点啊，什么比如爆对面装备啊，这是每个人都要做的，不代表就是辅助要去管所有东西，然后中单和 carry 什么都不管。
During early game, the support players always just tells other players what they should be aware of and put the words and that kind of stuff, and it's pretty much the same as the Western scenes, right? And but during 30-40 minutes late game, we tend to listen to the solo heroes or the carry, the core players, because but it's everyone's obligation to tell what the enemy's team has got a new item or the kind of stuff. They beat Roche, they're doing Roche, that kind of stuff. It's everybody's obligation because it's a 5-man game. And so that's pretty much it.
Okay, thank you. And back to this tournament, obviously Dota 2 Asia Championship, over $3 million prize pool. So far, the Chinese teams, there's 2 Chinese teams in the top 4. One of them is you, of course, but the other team is a stack that was put together purely for this tournament. Is he surprised that there's only 2 Chinese teams in the top 4?
你有没有对top 4只有2个中国队感到非常的惊讶？
是挺惊讶的，因为像牛逼，就这次比赛成绩发挥挺让人失望的。然后我们赛前经过那些训练，也觉得，比如老干爹啊、IG 啊这种就老牌强队还是挺厉害的，但是不知道为什么这次比赛发挥的很一般嘛。然后其实打到一半，我就觉得这比赛打到一半，我就觉得 这次中国战队的成绩可能不太好，因为西方的那些战队比我们想象中要厉害很多。
He's a little bit disappointed, and he's really surprised that there are only 2 Chinese teams in top 4, because newbie, the TI champion, has been very disappointing, and LGD during the scrim before this tournament, they thought LGD would be pretty good, but wasn't so good. And he has this feeling that Chinese teams won't be too well because the Western teams are very strong this time.
The 2 strongest Western teams, of course, EG and Secret. EG made it to the finals. Was he expecting EG to be the Western team to make it to the finals? Like yesterday's matches, was he expecting the outcome?
就因为你们昨天不打败了 EG 嘛，那么有没有想过 EG 又会回来跟你们打总决赛？
有想过，因为我觉得 BG 能走到第4名已经很不错了。然后 Secret 我觉得。他们前面不败嘛，然后我感觉被我们打败之后，又被 C9击败了一盘，我觉得他们状态已经不对了，已经开始有点怀疑自己了，就是不自信了，所以我觉得EG重新杀上来还是机会很大的。
He thought about that, of course, because Secret, during a flawless group stage, sometimes just do things against you. Like people study you a lot. And since they beat them and they lose 1 game to C9, they start to lose faith and doubt in themselves and that kind of stuff. So they are totally expecting EG to be back in the finals.
Okay, I'm expecting him to win the tournament, of course. How much games does he give EG in the finals? If he takes 3, does EG take 0, 1, or 2?
你们打算在总决赛里怎么打败EG呢？就是你们是想3-0还是3-1、3-2这样？
这种决赛赛前还是攒下人品吧。我觉得我们跟他们5-5开吧，我们要就是针对一下他们的大招，比如像 Tinker 这类的东西，我们要赛前做点准备。但是打还是看发挥吧，看我们临场发挥怎么样。可能我们很轻松的击败他们，可能他们很轻松的击败我们。
It's really hard to say. He has to be modest for now because maybe it's 50-50. Maybe they will be crushed. Maybe EG will be crushed. Who knows?
Okay, very, very modest. Last, of course, there's a lot of rumors going on regarding Black, and the Western scene is really worried about his future in VG Gaming. And can he say anything about that? Comment on that at all?
现在不是有很多那些流言蜚语，就说这个比赛要是不赢，你们就把 Black 踢了。你有什么想说的吗？对这种事情？
这算是谣言吧，因为既然大家都已经走到了这一步，就是打到决赛了，我觉得还是挺信任布莱克的吧，这个比赛，因为他发挥的很好。
This is totally fake, because they came together as a team so far, and they came this far, and it's really amazing, and they trust Black a lot, and he's been doing so well.
Oh, that's great to hear. I think a lot of people will be very happy with that. Anything you want to say to your Western fans? As said, there's a lot of people in the Western scene that are really a fan of what you do or how you play. And anything he wants to say to them? Like, this is his moment?
他很高兴听到刚才那些，然后你最后有没有什么话想对你的西方粉丝说一下？
谢谢你们一路来的支持吧，因为就是支持别的国家的，就是选手也挺不容易的，因为西方也有很多很强的辅助或者很强的选手，然后谢谢你们。
Thank you for your support along the way. It's kind of hard to support a Chinese player when there are so many great support players in the Western scene. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much for taking the time for this interview.
谢谢你。